Who's your favorite captain?
Oh, Captain Kirk, eh? He's from Canada, eh?
He is from Canada. Thanks for your call. Now out to Washington, D.C. Ditzy, you're up next.
Hi, John. It's too bad there's not more women like me, John. I'm beautiful. Sounds like most of those women were like that fat, bloated baby mama of 12.
Who are you talking about?
You know, the Brillo head from Chicago.
You mean Peppa?
That's the ugly bitch.
You two have had a feud for years now.
Well, I can't stand ugly women, John.
And is that all you wanted to say?
I think so, John.
Okay, well, thanks for your call. Now going out to Chicago. Peppa, you're on the John LeBang Show.
Ain't nothing wrong with us big loving mamas, babies. We give them good loving. That's why I got so many baby daddies. They all be loving the Peppers. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
That ditzy stupid just wish she had some beautiful love rolls like mine. And if that plastic face hoe wants to keep talking, I'm gonna post a picture of her before she had all that plastic wax job.
Are you saying you have pictures of Ditzy before she had her plastic surgery?
That's right. And she be some ugly-ass skinny hoe. And if she keeps running her Botox lips, I's gonna show the whole world.
Why would you want to do that?
Because she's an ugly hoe, and I hates ugly hoes.
Why do we have to have so much hate in this world? Can't you find something good in her?
The only thing good in that bitch is she don't live round here.
Okay, well, thanks for your call. Back out to D.C.
John, why are you letting her talk about me in that way, John? I thought I was on the team, John.
Ditzy, just relax, all right?
You're supposed to be my friend, John.
Ditzy.
Bye, John.
Okay, with that, I think we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere now.
John will be right back right after this.
Yes, he will. Check out the new book from Derek Shelmerdine,
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It tells the story of rock and roll from its roots right up until the mid-'70s punk.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Not just the music, but also the events that shaped the music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
It includes the backgrounds to recording sessions, singles, album releases, births and deaths, epic concerts, and festivals.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Shelmerdine has made a painstaking effort to document pretty much every event that would prove significant in shaping popular music.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Purchase the book at www.rockandrollunraveled.com. Follow him at Twitter at R&R Unraveled, and look him up on Facebook at Rock and Roll Unraveled.
Rock and Roll Unraveled.
By author Derek Shelmerdine.
Available now.
Hey, man, you're listening to the John LeBang Show, man.
The place where chronic brain cell rejuvenation happens.
Feel like you're getting any smarter yet?
Well, the FBI releases heavily redacted documents on Christopher Steele. You know, that guy who's a foreign agent who dug up dirt on the Trump campaign and came up with the reason for the FISA warrant of Trump associates, the one that was fabricated, the one that was funded by the Clinton campaign and the DNC. Did we forget about that? This document that was meant to be a hit piece on the Trump administration, or the Trump campaign, actually, funded by the Clintons and the DNC, sparks a FISA warrant, which gets the FBI and everybody investigating Trump associates for Russian collusion. Russian collusion, that's a thing we've heard about for over a year now, over a year and a half. Collusion. The document that was used to get the warrant is found out to be a farce, a lot of made-up stuff, exaggerated stuff. Of course, the people who are big anti-Trumpers don't care about that truth. It's a document, and they're going to use it true or false. It doesn't matter. Lots of unverified information in there. The FBI uses a document, gets a warrant that has unverified documentation in there. Hey, to get these FISA warrants. to go do a lot of what Trump would have called wiretapping. Other people would have just called intelligence gathering, information gathering, phone conversations and texts and whatever, right? That matters, by the way, in a Russian investigation that is year and a half old, and they're got nothing on Trump and nothing on the specific Russian government or Putin, for that matter. Trump, who has been tougher, as the Republicans would say, on Russia. These sanctions, what do they really do? Who frickin' knows, right? What kind of impact does it actually make? We're hearing this new thing about the tariffs and all this, and what impact is it going to make? Well, we'll find out soon, since all this is going to trickle down to us little people at some point. But we have an FBI, a special counsel, Democrat Party, Hillary Clinton, everybody putting their efforts together now, because it's all built from that document. So all these groups and individuals that were part of these groups are involved in one manner or another.
I will say this, there is collusion, but it's really with the Democrats.
So a Russian probe investigation that stems from the funding of a dossier from the Democrat Party and the Hillary Clinton campaign. After a year and a half, they still have nothing directly on Trump. Zero. I mean, if they keep digging, they're going to find something, eventually, that'll probably have nothing to do with collusion with Russia. And really, if two people talk in a room about some subject, that's colluding in some form or another. So along the way, somebody talked to somebody. I mean, that's like you talking to your Russian friend. You got a buddy named Vladimir. Call him up, or another country, and you call him up, hey, Vlad, how you doing? Like a hockey player or something. Get a hockey player. How you doing, Vlad, eh? What's going on, eh? Well, we sit here in Russia still playing hockey, making less money, but they love us even more. Oh, that's cool, eh? Well, I'm glad you retired, but they want you back here in the U.S., eh? To play some hockey at the hockey team in the USA. But I thought you were from Canada. Yeah, but the Americans pay better, eh? And their teams win, eh? Look at Las Vegas, eh? Expansion team did great, eh? That is true. Let me think about it, and I will talk to my agent. Okay, that's cool, eh? Bye. Well, that's colluding. So all of a sudden, the guy from the Russia, you're colluding with a Russian. I mean, give me a break, right? We've got the text going on from the guy that was in the FBI talking to his girlfriend who was a lawyer for the FBI, talking back and forth. We're going to do everything we can not to make Trump president. We're going to stop him. That's not collusion. Or that can be overlooked. I mean, some people are overlooking that collusion, right? Oh, that's nothing at all. No, nothing. It kills me. You could be sitting talking to somebody for whatever reason, and maybe because these people are higher up, so Manafort or whoever was, and notice what Manafort is being tried for has nothing to do with Russian collusion. I mean, it's just a big, fat freaking game. And see, that's what happens when you play the game and you're not at the top. And all these guys played the game on one side or the other. Manafort, Mueller, everybody's playing the game. And when they become expendable, for whatever reason, because you can't get too far up the chain with the information, because we can't know who the real handlers are, who the real people behind all these conspiracies, these things people collude about all over the world? You don't think the Bilderberg Group meeting in secret out there in BFE is collusion? They're deciding the fate of the world, but that's not a problem. Not a problem. No Russian no investigation there. And it's burning up the news cycle, burning up the news cycle, burning up the news cycle. Just to put Democrats in office. Do you remember how bad it was under the Democrats? I'm not telling you the Republicans are great. They're not. They're knuckle draggers at very best. Could be a lot worse, and it probably is. And the good people that are in, the House and the Senate, they're probably not sticking around too much longer. The good people, they can't even stand the stench of the swamp. And I use that term because a lot of people understand what I'm talking about. Because it's become a mainstream term as it relates to the muck and the people that are enveloped, are encapsulated inside the halls of government that only care about their agenda. Their agenda. Not doing right by the American people. Do you actually think the FBI has done right for the American people? We've got this massive investigation of a sitting president, and that's a big deal. But all the times the FBI has been involved with knowing about, talking to somebody who was an actual mass shooter or a terrorist, the list is so long, I could spend a whole hour reading where the FBI had knowledge, talked to, was a part of, gave them something to help their plans go through that ended up being, on the back end, people that were working with the FBI and were deemed terrorists in the end. They helped along. Here, go ahead. Do you guys remember the Federal Reserve Building? And the attempted bombing there? That was some years ago. The FBI's here's some stuff. Here's some stuff. Go blow up the Federal Reserve Building. So some guy does it, and it doesn't go off. It doesn't blow up, nothing. Right at the height of when people were giving the most scrutiny to the Federal Reserve. The damn thing didn't go off. They still busted the guy. Still busted him. Because they had to bust him. And now he's off to some jail somewhere. Or if he's still alive. What about the Tsarnaev brothers? Boston. They had knowledge of him. They were talking to him. And because that turned out to be a quote-unquote terrorist attack, well, we didn't find out if they actually supplied him with stuff. But we did find out there was a connection. And I bet you if they did supply him with anything, it was deeply, deeply, deeply hidden. But these blithering idiots who can let the terrorists go through, these incompetent fools who can let these terrorists slip through, who they help along or have known about or have talked to at one time or another, are investigating or are part of investigation or have friends who are investigating the Trump campaign after a year and a half and can't find direct collusion. So, is this all just for distraction? Why is this investigation happening? Because from a person who's been watching this for untold months, I see no purpose in it anymore. I don't understand why they're doing it. Why are they putting so much money into something that after a year and a half, you're talking the FBI and a special counsel. They can do, and the money, the budget money is there. They can spend all they want. We have not heard once, have we, that the budget was running out on the special counsel in the investigation on the Russian probe. So This guy, Mueller, and his team are spending money after money